is Commander, and welcome to another episode of Art Survival Evolved. Today we're going to be living like a savage and showing you how to start the game in the first place. Warning, this will destroy your previous survivor. We are on a single-player server. All rates are set to absolute standard official rates. So nothing has been boosted, and my god, has the fog changed. Haven't been on the island server in a while, but this is my single-player server, and I think offhand I did do some work over here. So first thing you want to do when you start Ark is get your characters up and then go right away punch a tree. So we're on official rates, everything is standard, and here it is. I'm trying to punch down a tree. Well, definitely taking a while, and we just need to get a bit of wood, and we've got it, and we need a stone. Now I will warn you right off the bat, and I think my gamma is up. There we go. Okay, so I want to warn you right off the bat that attacking trees and stuff is going to hurt your fists or hurt your health by punching it. So try not to punch too much and get a tool as fast as possible. We're going to go for a pick right off the bat. So now that we have a pick coming along, we are able to no longer hurt ourselves, and we are much more effective. Next thing you want to do right away is go hit this rock right here, or any rock for that matter, and get some flint. You might as well beat on it for a while and get as much flint as you can, because you're going to need more flint here in the near future. So now that we got some flint, we definitely need to go ahead and break another tree real quick, get a little more thatch going. Next on the list, because right now we just leveled up, we are going to go into our engrams. And right now you can see we have these three first learned, and then, oh wow, they're not on top here. That's pretty cool. We are level 1. We have not leveled up yet. And in order to level up, you have got to pump your points somewhere. My first suggestion on points, I pump Fortitude right away. I always pump the first point into Fortitude. It helps survive just a little better. It protects you from the weather. And will also reduce your food consumption a little bit by doing so, because the weather effects won't hurt you as much. You're a little more resilient to it. So next on the list is we need to come up with what we're going to learn. We have 8 engrams, and we can learn 3 things here. The first 2 I suggest is this campfire and that axe. The campfire will be used to keep you warm and cook food, and then the axe will be used to help you cut down wood. Also, it'll also help you get hide. So pick is not for hide, pick is for meat. Axe is for wood and hide. Pick is also for thatch. Yeah, that makes sense, and it comes out right. So now we got an axe, and we're gonna have to now cut down another tree, just because we need to cut down a tree. We learned the campfire. Make sure we get some wood. We do have to be careful because we don't have a lot of weight when we first start off. You're gonna find you're gonna overload yourself pretty quickly. Now that we can, we're gonna look and you can see we need stones. Stones are on the ground, thankfully, so you don't have to use your axe. If you cannot find stones on the ground, you can always run up to a rock and beat it with the axe, and axes get more stone than flint, and picks and we're gonna go ahead and just randomly place it because we need to have a campfire. Next on the list, take that extra wood, throw it right in there. This is your first bit of storage. You can store the wood that you don't want to use right there, and now we need to go ahead and come up with some fiber. The next thing you want to do is start being able to craft clothes, and the fastest way to be able to craft clothes is to level up and at the same time grab the fiber, because you don't want to be sitting there gathering stuff after the fact when you could have it ready beforehand on your next level. In this very early stage, you're going to freeze to death a lot. You can see I've got a snowflake down in the bottom corner. I'm already cold, and it's just starting the game, and survival is already an issue. Right now, I'm only losing food, and having a snowflake increases your food requirements. If it goes ice cube, you will start dying, versus losing food, losing food will starve you out and eventually kill you. So, alright, we got some fiber going right there. We got about 91. We do have another level, so we can pump this point. This next point, I suggest either health or weight. I'm going to pump it into health just for survivability's sake. And we are going to also learn that, and we have enough points to learn one more thing. You're going to want to learn the shirt. These 2 right here and this. You're going to need the spear to do a lot of damage and start killing stuff so you can get hide. This and this both require hide. You want to save those 2 for your last thing on your learning of the clothing. So now that we've got that learned, all we need is to craft these out of fiber, which we harvested, thankfully. And there we go. Now we have a shirt and pants coming. Now we're dressed, and we're actually a little more protected. Every bit of armor always helps protect you. The more you have, the better. from 0 to 10 is more effective than from 10 to 20, though. So as you increase your armor, just so you know, you're going to slowly... Oh, Pego, Pego, Pego. Alright, first guy that is really annoying on the board is the Pego. He is going to try and steal your berries all the time. If you can catch him, and murder his butt, but don't get yourself killed over this. That much is for sure. So, we killed him, and we got a little bit of hide. Well, we definitely haven't leveled up yet, so we can't do any more crafting. We got 1 engram point. You can't spend it without having a few more, so we need to go ahead and gather some more stuff. We are running low on fiber already, so we should go grab more fiber. Grabbing fiber is never a bad idea, especially early game, because you're going to go through a lot of it. Berries are going to be very important as well, because in the early game you're going to need some berries just to keep yourself alive. Cooking is and hunting is a later game thing once you actually have some stuff. When I say later game, I mean 10 minutes later. We are right here, and we have not leveled up yet, and we need to really level up. So we need to go ahead and keep on doing stuff. Murdering dinosaurs is one way, but you can see something like that Parasaur right there. Don't even try and murder it yet, because you'll never be able to. Not that he's going to fight you, but he'll run, and you'll never catch him. And unless, of course, he runs into a tree, which they do have a tendency to. And if they run into a tree, you can use that to your advantage. So just kind of find something. I really suggest gathering some flint, some wood, and fiber. Because what's going to happen is, and actually this is very important, we already missed a step because I got ahead of myself. We're going to break this rock, and we need to go get some wood. Like I said, we were ahead of ourselves here, and we're missing a very important tool for survival. So there we go. We got some wood, and we actually leveled up from that. And holy crap, my stamina is regenerating, and so is my... Okay, some of these rates are a little wrong on here. They were not meant to be, but just in general... these stats are supposed to... Actually, no, maybe that is right, because we are on a single-player server. Things respond a little better on single-player for some reason. We are going to craft some spears. These are going to help you level up, and we need a good number of them. So we're going to craft 8. Don't craft too many, because your weight is going to get heavy by crafting spears. 10 spears equals 30 weight, and if you only have 100 weight, you don't have much weight. We're going to gather a little more fiber. I do need to level up again, and actually that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pump this next point in weight. I feel I need more weight so I can carry and put the point in, but we have not learned anything. So first thing you want to do is, before you go and learn the gloves and the boots, learn the hat. The hat is very important, so we're going to learn the hat. Now, you do have a choice. You can always learn the thatch structures, or you can hang out and wait. My suggestion is to... Well, that's a question. I'm not sure myself. I would probably go with the boots and the gloves. The building could actually be a better thing to learn. Learning the thatch foundation will get you XP pretty quickly, and so will some of these others, building walls and building boxes and sleeping bags. But I learned these two first, so that's what we're going to go with. So I would actually suggest the other way now. But now we're going to craft that. We're going to craft some boots. Always make sure you learn the hat before the boots and the gloves, because these two require hide. This one does not. It just requires fiber, which makes it an easy craft. Now you can notice I crafted the boots, but I don't have any gloves. I can't craft the gloves. That's because I ran out of hide. I got lucky that we ran into the Pego, and I was able to kill a Pego. Some of these dinos are not as friendly. If we run into Dillos or something like that, and we're going to have to deal with them as well. Another bird not to mess with is, don't even worry about the pterodon. The pterodon does not engage you, it runs. And of all things, it flies, so it really runs. So, highly suggested that you just not even try. Now, we are going to try and take out this Parasaur just because... What level is it? It's a level 3. Low level in official servers, you're not going to see level 3. You're going to see level 4s at lowest, and you're going to see higher levels, and probably a lot more higher levels than lower levels. But we're going to try and kill this thing. You can see... Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Now, we can take this spear, and we can try and lob it at it, but how far are we going to get it? See, it hits the ground, and if I want my spear back, I can go grab it. Oh, here's something, a copy. That's much better. Something that engages us and doesn't run. So we're going to poke this guy until he dies. Some people suggest backing up and pressing and then crouching by pressing C. and this keeps them at bay, and you get a longer poke. I agree with them on that. It does seem to help a little more. So if you are fighting with small dinos, crouch and and poke with your spear, and back up as you do it. That way you can go ahead and protect yourself. We do need more hide. And by the way, killing does level you very well. It actually levels you better than most things. So building is not going to be nearly as effective as... Oop, we got hit with Dillo Spit. And so now we're really slow. Oop. Alright, we killed it. So we did kill this Dillo. And that was an easy Dillo. Now, again, throwing your spear actually can be very effective, especially if you get a headshot. When you attack with your spear, there is no headshot. But if, for example, you... Oop, that one completely missed. You can see I got a hit there. You don't know how much damage it does, but I have played on servers with counters. Damage is higher when you throw your spear than when you actually swing with your spear. And one of the things you're going to want to do is maximize your damage in some cases. And also maybe because you feel you can't win the fight in a fair fight of back and forth biting, throw your spear first and then get into the thing. Or throw a couple spears and then fight him one-on-one close range. So it's starting to get nighttime. We have leveled up again. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pump another point into Fortitude. Because it is nightfall and we're trying to keep ourselves alive. I suggest pumping about 8 points into Fortitude when you first start off. It does help. It keeps you from dying so quickly. But there's a lot of other things that are going to keep you from dying. Right off the bat, lighting a fire is going to keep you warm. So we're going to level right now. And we're going to go ahead and learn the Thatch Foundation as our primary. Because you can't put down anything without the Thatch Foundation. Then we're going to go ahead and learn the door frame. And it looks like we're already out of engrams. So these are the two we can learn. I probably should have learned this wall first because I can build more walls. But offhand, we have learned the Thatch Foundation and we're going to craft it. Oh, it looks like we can't craft it. We need to go get some wood. So we're going to take our axe to get wood. Foundations are very good for leveling. So that's where we're at right now. We got a doorway and we got that. But again, we have not leveled and we need to level again. So one thing we can do is we can just go out and cut down some more trees. That's a great way to start. Now when it's raining, this is a great time to eat those stem berries. Eat all the stem berries you can because they're going to dehydrate you pretty quick. But while it's raining, you can't get dehydrated. Your water is just going to go right back up. So don't even worry about it then. And that'll help feed you and get you fed up for the next thing. So now we're going to go ahead and actually do something that intentionally, because I know it's happening. I know it's coming. Now first off, you can go ahead and you can repair your item. You can right click on it right down here on your hotbar, or you can do it up here. You drag it up and right click on it and repair it. We're not going to repair it right now though. We're going to bust it because these weapons right here, they're hand field repairs. Stone tools can be repaired right in the field. So if they break, don't worry about it. Just keep on using it and don't worry about it. Oh, look, it broke. So we're going to go ahead and fix that just by pressing the hotbar button and it fixes it. Now what you need to fix that is you just need the materials that it requires to build it. Normally repair is cheaper, so it only costs half. A pick in particular is already at the cheapest it really can be, so it's not going to cost you any more than it did to fix it or any less. We can see it's definitely dark out. We do need a light source, so this helps for a couple reasons. If you run into Trudons, a torch will scare them away. So keep a torch or two on you when you're in the dark. It'll keep those Trudons back because they get very aggressive at night. And now we can see it also generates a small amount of heat, which means you're going to be protected in that case. Key note, don't screw around with dinos too big. Trikes and Carnos and stuff, and even Raptors can really screw up a player at an early level. You don't have a lot of health, nor do you have a lot of protection against them. Trikes are going to tear you apart probably unless you're really high level, no matter what on foot. And you can see this trilobite right here. Let's put our torch in our hotbar down here so we can actually pull it out when we need to. There we go. There's that thing. And also, just so you know, do you not light on fire? They don't light on fire. Some dinos will light on fire when you hit them with a torch. It does not look like the trilobite does. He carries pearls, chitin, and sometimes oil. Most of those resources are later games, so don't worry about it. So we have leveled up. And first, one of the things you'll notice too, as you do this, you'll start collecting a lot of weight. Especially if you're gathering berries or gathering stone, whatever type of gathering you're doing, you're going to start picking up a lot of weight. One thing you're going to have to watch out for is hitting that max level on that weight where you can no longer move. We're going to hack down this tree and hopefully get that weight. You can see I've got that iron thing, and look how slow I'm moving. If I kept on going, I can actually completely get stuck, and we're going to do that right now just to make the point. Am I going to get stuck? It doesn't look like I'm actually going to get stuck. Really? But you can see one thing, I cannot sprint anymore. I'm pressing the sprint button, which is shift. I can't sprint, and somewhere along the lines, we are going to fill up on weight. And when you fill up on weight at this point, you're going to have to start deciding whether or not to throw anything out. You might be lucky and you might have materials to craft to get rid of that weight. If you can craft something to get rid of your weight, feel free to do that. That would be a better idea than throwing out what you've gathered. We've leveled up, and we actually need to pump our point. We are going to go with health in this case. No, we're going to go with weight, because we're already having a weight trouble, right? So we've done our weight, and one of the things you can do is you can craft a box early on to store those items. If you would like to use your engrams for that, feel free to, but you can see it costs 6. It would be better, in my opinion, to learn the sleeping bag, because that's going to be helpful, and learn the walls and a door frame. Now, you could also learn the ceiling, but the ceiling is the last thing you need to learn in this case, because the ceiling is going to give you protection from the top of you, but you can still hide in your house from the dinos, provided you have not led them to your house. Don't walk in or don't run into your house when you're running away from them. But you can go ahead and use your house to hide yourself for the night or something along those lines. As long as something like a T-Rex or something doesn't walk around and peer down inside, you're in pretty good shape. Oh, crap. And you'll be safe. See right there, we've run into our first big enemy. It's a Spino. I don't know what level it is. I don't have a spyglass. And spyglasses, as soon as you can get one, if someone gives you one, keep it on you at all times. You can identify how strong something is. You are by no means, though, ready to take on a Spino, and it is best to just
actually
stay
learned
away.
the bed and didn't explain why we need the bed.
One of the big things you're going to want to do about the bed, and you might actually want to craft multiple ones of these. Your sleeping bags give you a one-time respawn in a location, and that gave actually a lot of XP. I heavily suggest that now. I've never actually had to worry too much about XP to that degree. So crafting one of these is going to help you level. So craft a second one, a third one, however many you can craft, to make sure you can level up quickly. That definitely helps. You may want to learn the bed and the... I would heavily suggest maybe even learning the bed and the box before you learn all the walls and stuff. The bed. I do want to say something else. I am kind of discovering with you guys, it has been a long time since I've really played at this level again. I have always liked slow-rated servers, and my unofficial servers do run at a moderately slow rate. I have boosted the rates recently, but when I started, it was the times 1, and that is, and when I first started the game, I started with absolutely times 1, which is times a half now of what the official rates are. So I started back then. I loved it then. I really feel the more they keep upping it, the more they're making it too easy. But that's kind of personal opinion, and that's their own prerogative. Lay down your sleeping bags. It doesn't matter. You can stack them on top of each other. Now you can see that it says fast travel. If you had another bed somewhere or something like that, you could use these to teleport back and forth. But when you teleport, you lose all your stuff. It drops it on the ground. So I don't really suggest taking too much advantage of that, unless you need to get across the map very quickly and you have something to store. Now, I think single foundations themselves don't block spawns, but multiple foundations do. So actually, we would need to do something more like this. We'd have to do something more like that, or place a wall or a ceiling or something to make this more than just a single foundation, because single foundations are treated like pillars, and they don't block spawns. All right, so the next point we're going to pump it straight into weight as well. Now you can see we definitely have the ability to learn the roof. We're going to learn the roof. We're also going to learn storage box. It's really important to learn that one. Now you can see we've run out of engram points again. You're going to learn pretty quickly. You're going to have a lot more things to learn than you do engrams, and that's going to be a real problem early on in the game, because you're going to want to do all kinds of things and you won't be able to. So you do just have to learn to cope with it. One thing, if you can learn it pretty quickly, Mortar and Pestle and Narcotics. I went with the roof just for protection, but this is probably the fastest way to XP up. rotted meat, and narco berries. All you need, and you can make a preserved uh, sedative to keep dinos down during taming. So this is very, very good for XP. Now you can see we are all protected, and in the corner right by my axe, right above the hand where it says no hand, now it says hand, right above that you see a house buff. That house buff is letting me know I am insulated. I have 144 and 164. Now, a thatch hut is pretty warm, but it does not guarantee you will be protected by it. I once sat here eating narco berries, trying not to starve to death at the same time. It was ice cold outside. It really depends on your situation, where you're at. This may not be enough to protect you. If it's not, you need to build some fires and stuff inside. Whatever you can do to keep yourself alive, cook some meat. Eat the meat, because you'll see here in a second, I'm going to burn myself. I'm going to jump on this. Okay, so I've hurt myself. And I need to heal, so what I'm going to do is do that, and we're going to go to you. You can see my health. It is regenerating fairly quickly, but this is, again, a single-player server giving me stats I shouldn't receive right off the bat. And when I ate that, you can see the health went back up pretty quick. As long as you're hungry, it will heal you. If you're not hungry, you don't get health, and I'll show you here in just a minute. Alright, so you can see we're full now. Alright, and now I hurt myself. I'm gonna eat, but nothing. No health gain. And that's the thing about it. Now, when you're injured and you're healing, your food will go down on its own. It does drain your food. But in order to help heal you, your food needs to be down in order to increase your health. Otherwise, you would just spam your food whenever you got injured. So, food can heal you, but only if you're hungry. That's pretty much it for the basics on the game. You basically at this point are going to cram out levels, and you're going to keep on cramming them out amongst some other things to learn some stuff. What you're going to want to go for is learn this item right here, the bola. Some people might argue you want to learn this. I wouldn't. You might want to learn the simple bed as soon as possible. My keynotes would be learn the Mortar and Pestle, learn the Narcotics, learn. You could learn spark powder as well for additional XP. Standing torches are unnecessary, but you can if you need light, and it's a good way to get a light source, but you can always just use your torch until it breaks at least. But these require fuel like wood or thatch. These right here, I don't suggest learning any of them right away. The cooking pot can come way later. You can see this one says learn on scorched earth. If you're on Ragnarok, that's not the case. Here, it's on the island, you can't learn it here. The boomerang is a very helpful tool, but you need sand, which is not something easily found, even though you're standing on a beach. It's hard to get the sand that you need to make this for some reason. Don't worry about the paintbrush. Learn the bola. That's going to help you catch those parasaurs and stuff. Small dinos can be ensnared by this and stuck for 10 seconds. So dillos, raptors, things like that are attacking you. The larger dinos, on the other hand, will be a lot more trouble. As soon as you can, learn the bow and the arrow, and you will be pretty much set for basic survival. After that, you're going to learn the wood stuff. I suggest starting to build a decent wood base with a good number of foundations. The foundations, again, will help you XP up. So, learning those is going to help. So, if you found this video helpful at all, feel free to leave a like. If you found it not helpful at all, you feel free to leave a dislike. But also, if you do leave that dislike because it wasn't helpful and you would have a better way about going about it, leave a comment down there in the section below. That way people can go ahead and learn and read, and they can actually utilize it. It's important for people to know how to play. That keeps them wanting to play longer versus they played, they died, and now they're upset and they cry and run home to mommy. And I don't like this game, that kind of deal. So we don't want that. We want people to like this game and keep playing. That keeps Art's life longevity for a little longer for us at least. So definitely give it a like if you liked it. If you didn't dislike it, and leave a comment for me. Tell me what I did wrong. Help it sell out. But you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.